Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. I'm going to show how to do this, it's a tutorial for how to do this pattern. This is the pattern that I'm doing for a child's cardigan. I'm going to do this one, but it's for a little boy, so it's naturally it's not pink. I think it'll be the one with the colour on, but I'm going to ask my granddaughter first whether she wants a colour or just the round neck on it. And this one I'm doing is for a 2-year-old. Now it says chunky on the patterns. I don't have any chunky yarn, so what I'm doing, I'm using 2 balls of double knitting. Now I looked it up on the internet, and the internet said that if you put 2 balls of double knitting together, it'll make Aran thickness. And if you put 2 balls of Aran together, it'll make chunky. But I thought I'm going to try this double knitting, and I think it seems more like chunky to me than Aran. So this is what I'm using, and this is a 22-inch that I'm doing, and I've measured this across here, and it measures 13.5 inches. So that would make it measure 27 inches, and I think for a 22 inches, I think that's far too big. So I'm also doing one for a 4-year-old as well. A 5-year-old he is now. I'm doing one for a 5-year-old as well. So I think this one will probably, by the time I get to where I might do the armholes, it might end up for the 5-year-old to do a little bit longer. So I'm going to show how to do this pattern, and it's quite simple. There's only 4 rows to the pattern, and this was done on 5.5mm needles. It's 4.5mm for the rib part. So I'll do so many stitches on the row and then carry on and pause it until I get to the end. Well, it's the first stitch, sorry. This is first row of the pattern. It's purl 1, knit 2. I wish I had some smaller needles in this this size, but I don't, because I like the smaller needles for doing these tutorials, because the long ones get in the way. But anyway, and then it's a purl stitch. Then the next stitch is you're knitting into the stitch below, not the actual stitch, and just taking it off the needle. And then it's purl, sorry, and then knit 2, purl 1 again, and knitting the stitch below again, and then purl 1, knit 2, purl 1, and knit into the stitch below again, and that's all you do all the way along that row. It's quite simple. There's not many different stitches to remember. That's on the first row, and I'll pause this until I get to the end of the row, and then I'll start the second row for you. And now I'm on to the second row, and the second row is just a reverse of the first row. So instead of starting with purl, you start with knit 1, and it's purl 2, knit 1, and you're doing a purl over the stitch that you knit down below on the row before, then it's knit, purl 2, knit, purl 1, knit 1, purl 2, knit 1. Because when I'm sitting knitting, not doing tutorials, I'm going a lot faster than this. Purl 1, knit 1. And that's all it is to the second row. So I will pause this until I get to the third row. And now I'm on to the third row. And the third row is even more simple than the first or second row because there's less change of stitches in the row. So you start with 4 purl, and you make sure you don't split the 2 strands like I did there. That's if you're using two balls together like I am. And then the next stitch is knit 1 below, and then it's purl 4, and that's all it is across the whole row, is purl 4 and knit 1 below. That's what you call that stitch doing that, it's knitting 1 below. I thought I had turned my autofocus off on this, but it seems to be going in and out a bit. Purl 4, and that's all it is to that row. Purl 4, knit 1 below, purl 4, knit 1 below, purl 4, knit 1 below, purl 4, and I haven't done that one yet, but knit 1 below. That's all it is to that stitch, to that row. Very simple, and I'll pause it again till I get to the end of that row. So that's the third row finished. Now I'm going to show you how to do the fourth row, which is just the reverse of the row I've just done. Instead of purl, you're doing knit and no knitting in the stitch below. So it's knit 4 stitches, split that again, purl 1, knit 4, purl 1, knit 4, purl 1, knit 4. So that's all it is to that pattern. It's very simple, just purl 4, knit 1, purl 4, knit 1, purl 4, knit 1, all the way across that row. That's the fourth row of the pattern. And that's all it is. There's 4 rows to the pattern. So it's very simple for anyone that wants to try that one. For anyone that's interested, this yarn I'm using is Trim Super Soft Essential. It's 100 grams. It's a bit blurry. It's 4mm hook or needles. And I got this from B&M. This, I think this is their own thing, but it was in packs of 400 gram balls, and I can't seem to get this wool in any of their other shops now. It just seems to have disappeared, and it's a good wool, and I don't know why they're not doing it anymore, unless it's just a one-off or they haven't got any more of it. But it was only £4 for the 400 gram balls. So I might not. I'm supposed to do 2 little cardigans out of this, and I don't think I'm going to get 2 out of the 4 balls doing using it as chunky. So I'll probably have to buy some balls. So anyway, for anybody who doesn't know, I am monetized now. So if you watch my videos and there's an ad, please watch the ad, because that ad gives me an odd penny here and there. And when I have enough, I can claim that money, and I can use it to buy more yarn with for to do these tutorials and things like that. I don't know how long it'll take me to be able to get any money out of it, but that's what you have to do. Just watch an ad and then watch the video. So please like and subscribe, and I'll show you more when I get more done.